Yeah, so FBR started as Fast Brick Robotics. That's where the FBR comes from. And our core technology is Dynamic Stabilisation Technology, which enables basically robotics to be built a lot bigger than has been possible in the past, to be made mobile and to go outside while still delivering the kind of accuracy and smooth motion that you need to do a lot of tasks. So our first application is robotic bricklaying. Back in 2005, there was a building boom in Western Australia, and we identified that there was a real opportunity and a need for automation to enter the construction world and change a process that really hasn't changed for about 6,000 years. You know, brick and block laying is one of the oldest trades and is a great way to build buildings, but it's one of those sometimes dull, always dirty, can be dangerous trades, which is ripe for automation. So that's what our first product is with Hadrian. It's a mobile robot which can drive on the road, unfold at a building site. We set up a laser tracker to survey the building site and then keep track of where the boom is. And from there on, we load packs of bricks into the back of Hadrian, and from there on, it's a completely automated robotic process where Hadrian works off a CAD plan and places every brick that's needed in the structure. So we've got quite a bit of interest in Australia. We've built 32 structures here in Perth. And last year we went over to Florida and we built 10 houses over there as a demonstration program to show what the technology is capable of. They've got a massive underbuild over there, and we're just in the phases now of sort of rolling out to commercialisation. We've just sold a machine. We've got an MOU in place to sell a machine with Habitat Builders up in Darwin, and we're looking forward to sending a Hadrian up there to help them out with their shortage of brick and block layers up there. Yeah, so look, I'm very keen in automating processes, and you know, we've had to build our initial Hadrians ourselves, and we're looking at how we can produce more of them. So ideally, we want robots building robots.
Yeah.
We use a lot of CNC machines, and we've got some robots here that we use for various tasks. But one of the things we were looking at was how we could build our larger fabrications. And there isn't really a good off-the-shelf robotic solution to do that. Some of the guys that have worked here or have come and worked here have worked in other heavy fabrication workshops in particularly in Perth, but also around the world. And they've got a similar issue. You know, they've identified that, yeah, quite often they adapt a 6-axis robot. They might mount it on tracks or a gantry or something. But when you're building something really big, you know, something bigger than a Hadrian, you know, like say a dump truck body or a ship, conventional 6-axis robots they just aren't big enough.
Yeah.
And by the time you mount them on a big gantry or a track system, you know, that's a really big piece of infrastructure which is difficult to put in there, and then just getting the whole thing to work, you know, properly in a coordinated fashion is quite difficult. So, you know, people love 6-axis welding robots and cobots just because they're so versatile and they're so easy to set up. And, you know, it was pretty obvious to me, well, like, why do they stop at 3 meters reach? And the answer to that is because, you know, beyond that, the booms start to get really big and heavy, and getting the accuracy that you need out of that tip of the welding robot is quite difficult with conventional methods. So we just simply applied the DST that we've already developed for Hadrian, and from the ground up, you know, design the kind of robot that we wanted for welding up heavy plate and so on. And it just turns out that it's also got a really good application to a lot of other industries, such as mining and chemical fabrication, and also the shipbuilding and defence industries. You know, anywhere that's welding up big structures can really use a big robot. So that's how that came about.